Alrighty, so you are getting interviewed for MRTC Divisional Sergeant Major. I will be asking you a few questions. Just respond to them in the best of your ability. Okay?
All right.
All right. First up, what makes you fit for the Divisional Sergeant Major position?
I believe that I'm capable of this high command position because of my dedication and passion for not only this group but also this division. I've spent countless hours, brainstorming and working to better the environment of not only our instructors but those people that are coming through our gates and saying, "Hey, this is what we have to offer. How can I help you?" My leadership experience has led me to becoming the great leader that I am today. Um, I always try to emphasize, what it means to be a great leader to our younger Marines because when we leave, they are going to take our spot one day. Um, I like to make sure that everyone's voice is heard. I like to make sure everything's organized. Um, I've always wanted to help build the future of not only our division, but the future of our future Marine officers. Um, and I do believe that if accepted into a divisional sergeant major role within MRTC, that I can work with the current CO and XO um, and helping restore the not only activity but our sorry, not only restoring our activity, but our foundation, rebuilding motivation, and really fostering that true meaning of being a real and dedicated instructor that I always was. I've been here since 2021, off and on, and I've varied from different positions between HI, um, for TechCom, and I did a little bit in MPS. Um, but again, my dedication, not only within this division but others, has taught me the true essence of how to take what I've learned in my past and provide that to my future and fostering what I learned and implementing that to my personnel that I should work with.
Okay. Next question. How could you benefit MRTC as the Divisional Sergeant Major?
First, just the way that I lead. I have a very different approach in command than some people within this server. My way is a more personal approach, and with that, comes with um, a more interactive. So, just walking around, observing, how can I help you? Doing um, those small but big meaningful tasks. Ensuring that we're hosting um, events that can distract our personnel from not always feeling like they have to consistently work like a dog. Um, the I can benefit the server by providing the guidance not only to our lower ranks but also fostering our midcom as well. Um, Being highcom is a very big task that I understand, and with providing those nurturing duties and those nurturing values and um, those small but big meaningful tasks can definitely benefit because it provides more motivation. I can also benefit um, by making sure that we are effectively and efficiently hosting. Um, Being highcom again, as I stated before, is a very big task, and it does take a certain person. Um, Professionalism, um, holding people to standards, and also holding myself to those same standards that I expect others to hold themselves to is just that, never put your people into something that you wouldn't do yourself. Um, Benefiting, adding on to that is just being able to manage those stressful situations. As HICOM, Um, you have to write a lot of reports, go to a lot of meetings, and again, ensuring that your division is effectively and efficiently running. I want to rectify any of those issues that we have within our activity, our motivation, and I also want to rectify the professionalism aspect here as well, ensuring that we are following COC, ensuring that our ideas and our message is being displayed in a professional and a good standing, light or an aspect. We have a severe recruitment crisis going on right now, and being able to promote our division and saying, hey, we understand that, we're having a little bit of problem, but I guarantee that in the coming weeks that we're going to change this around. I'm using my ability to plan and effectively carry out my ideas and presenting them to not only my XO and my CO and my coworkers as well within the HICOM region, but also being able to have a good standing communication with HQ can change the diversity to a whole different idea. Um, to wrap it all up, I can benefit MRTC as HICOM by showing my dedication, exhibiting, what I want to, what I hold my people to, and also making sure that we're professional, we're effectively and efficiently um, hosting the adequate amount of events that we should. Um, and also, I want to rectify these problems that we have. Activity is a severe issue going on right now that we must uh, flip that script, if you will. And I just want to make sure that everyone is enjoying their time here, because again, this is a Roblox game. Some people use this as an escape, and although we're holding people to standards, they shouldn't have to feel like they have to work like a dog or, slaving away and do these different things, because we can make this fun as long as we listen to what our people want us to hear. We need to make sure that we're doing the research. We need to make sure that we are adequately exhibiting to our personnel that, hey, I'm high comp. What can I do to help you? It's not all about the shiny rank, and it's not all about, hey, I'm Sergeant Major, or hey, I'm Brigadier General. We need to foster what our personnel need, because at the end of the day, we're working for them. Although we like to say that they're working for us, in all reality, we're working for them because they don't have the tools and resources that we have to say, hey, HICOM, can we do this? Hey, HICOM, can we implement this to try to build diversity? Can we do this to try to build morale? All these things that HICOM comes entail can switch these issues that we have. It takes a dedicated leader. It takes someone that's not going to give up, and it also takes someone that's not afraid to take the repercussions of what HICOM may. You have to be able to stand up for your people. Being afraid is not, a trait um, that I carry. Um, so again, just to wrap it all up, to sum it all up, I can benefit MRTC as HICOM in many different lights, but I first want to foster the personal command relationship within my personnel um, as midcom, and then I also want to foster that low-com aspect as well, because they do need our support, they need our eyes, they need our advice, and they deeply need our motivation to continue to feel wanted, to feel motivated, and also to continue to foster that drive of why they originally stepped through and wanted to become an instructor within our great division.
Okay. Um, Next, what is community engagement to you?
Community engagement is actively um, it would be actively engaging with your personnel. So, like maybe hosting a meeting, or maybe hosting like a game night that can lead to a reward. So, like for instance, if I hosted a game night, 100 Robux to the people that win, stuff like that. Actively displaying that you care about your personnel is community engagement to me. Um, in my eyes, the way I would carry the community engagement out would be, like I said, maybe hosting a movie night. So we are taking away that, that we always have to work, and we're allowing these people or our personnel to actually enjoy what they do. Um, Community engagement can vary from all types of varieties of things. So like I said, some examples: movie nights, game nights, question and answers. That's a big thing because it provides transparency within high com, mid com, and then also low com. So we're not living like, there's walls standing in between everyone. Although, of course, some things are classified and take that into account. But, our personnel do deserve the right to know what our ideas are, but not everything about it. Um, so just dedicating the time that you need um, to engage and actively again foster that motivation. If HiCom isn't around, people aren't gonna have anyone to look up to. Midcom's gonna fall apart because they don't know they don't know how can I transport my idea to HiCom. HiCom plays a big part in a lot of things, and community engagement again is just spending the time in game, in VC, speaking to your personnel, taking ideas and suggestions, and putting that through. But to answer your question in a more simple manner, community engagement to me would be spending time with my personnel, learning them, learning how they lead, and learning how, I can emphasize what I've learned onto them to make sure that they are becoming the effective and great leaders that I wish um, to help nurture and grow them into being.
Okay. And do you have any previous experience in a position like this?
Um, Nothing sustaining, honestly. I was a head instructor for TechCom, um, but nothing in high command. In terms, I had been high command, but again, nothing too big. Honestly, just a lot of like fire department stuff. Um, and Milsim, I would say no, other than that midcom experience. And to answer that, midcom experience is a lot better, in my opinion, than high com experience because it fosters of how we feel. Um, if I have a lot of mid-com experience, I know what it feels like to not feel heard. I know what it feels like to not feel wanted. I know what it feels like to not feel like I have a voice. And I can use my mid-com experience to not only better the high-com light, but also to better the transparency between high-com and mid-com. High-com and mid-com need to work in unison. Mid-com gives us the ideas, high-com acts those out and tries to carry the plan. So I can use my mid-com experience of being a HI, and TechCom being a HI here, and then also being a CI here now. And I can use that time and that experience over the 4 years I've been here, in the group accumulatively, um, and I can use that time to understand the true meaning of what it means to be HICOM. It's not always about the rank, it's not always about the power, but it's ensuring that your personnel feel heard, that they feel supported, that they feel like they have the tools, necessary to carry out their duties. And again, midcom experience can teach a HICOM leader the actual meaning of HICOM. Ensuring that we are attending to our midcom, ensuring that we are fostering our lowcom to reach up to midcom. So I do not have a lot of HICOM experience, but I do have a lot of midcom experience. I can use that experience to ensure that I am adequately doing the duties, you know, that my job, should I receive it, entails, and ensuring that my people feel heard, that they have the right tools, and that I am actively showing that I care about them and I'm engaging with them almost daily. I'm very active here, so I do a lot of the administrative stuff. Um, so just making sure that everyone is um, active and all that stuff.
Okay. Um, what is leadership to you?
leadership in my eyes, leadership is a very, um, it depends on the person, honestly. So from leadership to me is in again, making sure that my people feel heard. I'm a very personable leader, and in terms, I make sure that I'm reaching out to my personnel. I'm making sure that I'm reaching out, not only to my personnel, but to my midcom as well. Leadership is the art, in my opinion, of ensuring that everything is running smoothly. um, it can sometimes, transform into management, but leadership, in my opinion, would be the art of being able to command a a big group of people, um, and effectively making your plans, um, into reality. A leadership comes with a lot of perks. It comes with a lot of, opportunities, and leadership is very, important. I think a misconception about leadership is that because I'm the leader, that I get to throw around my rank and what such. Um, but my leadership again is personal. I like to go out and nurture and spend time with my personnel. I like to make sure that everything is running smoothly. I'm not going to sit, in terms behind a desk and just let everything unfold. I do the messy work as well. I don't send anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do myself, as well as anything that I haven't researched myself. Um, but my leadership is not a manager. I do allow my people, um, to ask questions. I do allow my people you know, to mess up so I can teach them the right way to do it. Um, but to me, leadership is fostering the lower ranks, and building them into our future.
Hello? How'd I
Yo,
get
we're
down
doing,
here?
yo, we're doing, guys. Who is dragging everybody in? Okay, sorry about that interruption.
Mhm.
Next question. Okay. Anyways, next question. What makes you a good leader?
What makes me a good leader is, again, my midcom experience. Um, I think a misconception is that you have to be, a general to be a good leader, and that's so false. Um, Coming into midcom teaches you a lot of different things, as we all know. It teaches you, again, what it feels like. I think people that haven't touched midcom, um, they really don't understand the struggle and the stress that comes with it, because you're trying to convey your ideas and sometimes they get shot down or not even heard. What makes me a better leader or a good leader is that I actively, will always listen to my personnel. I value their opinion, I value their time, I also value their dedication. If they give me those three things, we're set like gold. Um, I don't want them to feel like they don't have a voice. I don't want them to feel like, they're not worth anything. And that's my leadership. Again, as I said before, I'm very personal. So like there's nothing that that there's that barrier between work and IRL. Um, I give motivation to people. I give, have conversations with them if they need help, if they, mentally, not there, I offer my help there. I just don't stick to, again, behind the desk work. I do get my hands dirty. Um, I'm not gonna sit here and hide behind the sergeant major role. I'm not gonna, if I ever became XO, I'm not gonna do that type of thing. My job is in the field, and that's what puts me aside from different people. Some people in leadership, they want it to be, well, I'm just gonna sit behind the scenes and do all these things, but that's not my leadership. So what makes me a good leadership is, or a good leader, excuse me, um, is just the fact that I can I can get out there and I can make connections with my people and set them up for success. Excuse me, sorry. Um, I keep getting hiccups. Um, I think. Sorry. Again, so what makes me a good leader is that I can set those personal connections up with my people, and that provides that that wanting feeling. It also provides that motivation because I can motivate people if I have a personal connection with them, um, and making sure that they are mentally there as well. Again, this is a Roblox game, but it can affect someone mentally, and I want to make sure that we all are okay mentally, and if not, then making sure that we're doing proper LOAs. Again, what makes me a good leadership is just I'm very personable with my people, so like there's no barrier in terms of like what we can and can't talk about, unless again it's a classified matter, then I cannot disclose any of that. But just fostering those personal relationships can change the aspect because you get liked, you get understood. You're not dealing with a conflict with the division, not liking you because you can set yourself aside and say, hey, okay, I'm DSM, but without my rank, what can I do to help you? I mean, how can I personally help you? So that's what makes me a good leader. I'm very personable. I get my hands dirty, um, in terms of working hard, and I just have a lot of good traits with the Google Docs and all that fun stuff.
Okay. And finally, do you plan to remain dedicated and active to MRTC if you get hired as Divisional Sergeant Major?
Absolutely. So, I didn't plan on leaving MRTC even if I didn't get DSM. Um, MRTC does need a lot of work, and I'm going to dedicate all of my time here. Um, I have a lot of plans that I've made recently. I brought up the idea to shut down Three Rib. It successfully went through. I The first week I was acting BCO. I had my battalion that was very inactive. We hosted 40 events in the 4 days that I was in charge, which was a great accomplishment, being that our CO was leaving the following week. We had a big boost in activity under me, so I do have the power and the reputation necessary to better MRTC, and I plan to use those skills and you know, those skills and that how do I word this? Uh, we'll just say those skills and qualities, um, to help better MRTC. I want to be able to have a respectable relationship with my personnel. And I don't think a lot of people can say this, but I've never joined anything other than instructor stuff. So I do know the ins and outs of being an instructor between training and education, between military police, uh, between MRTC, and I also was an instructor for uh, it was like Navy SEALs, and we did a lot of combat stuff there. Um, Being able to say that, out of the 4 years I've been doing this, I've always been uh, in the instructor industry. It gives me a lot of experience. It gives me you know, a lot of ideas that some people may not be able to create. Um, so yes, to answer your question, I do plan to stay motivated and stay dedicated to MRTC with or without the position of DSM. I'm not going to give up on MRTC because I don't get the position. If that would should happen, um, I would wish to continue to work with whoever gets DSM to implement my ideas and better MRTC as a whole.
Okay, that is all the questions. Thank you for your time.